A new study from the Economic Policy Institute says that raising the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour would help the working poor. It would also give the economy a boost. According to the study, if minimum wage were to go to $10.10 an hour, nearly 28 million workers would see a wage increase. That would mean a $22 billion economic boost. And top Senate Democrats are looking to make this a key issue in the coming year.
There is no greater challenge this country has than income inequality.
Republicans have worked with us to raise the minimum wage before. They need to do it again.
And that means when we come back here to make raising the minimum wage in America a high priority in the United States Senate, and I hope in the House of Representatives as well.
All right, Zach, lots of people want minimum wages. Is this a big enough hike?
I think $10.10 is a significant boost from it's currently at like $7.25. You know, that is a big difference in the lifestyle of people who are living at the minimum wage. And I think what's interesting there is you saw Chuck Schumer say Republicans have worked with us on this in the past. They have been in favor of minimum wage increases before, and that's been true. I mean, the minimum wage has been raised over and over and over again since it was first introduced, and it was done with bipartisan support because there were other economic policy issues that Republicans cared more about. That we might have different views about the nature of the relationship between government and businesses, but we can at least agree that minimum wage, sort of basic decent minimums, literally minimums, are things that everybody supports regardless of their ideological stripes. That's not really true anymore. The Republican Party on economic issues and economic policy in particular has really embraced this very, very hard line position that doing things that help poor people is not good economics. For a while, you've heard talking points from some Republicans saying, look, this type of issue, the minimum wage, this is going to hurt businesses. It's going to tell people not to hire because businesses can't afford it, so it's going to cost jobs. What this study showed was that, in fact, it creates jobs because when people have more money in their pocket, they spend that money, they go out to businesses, and then
what about small businesses, though? What about small businesses, though, Zach? I mean, that's the challenge, right? The guy or woman who has 5 employees and they're paying them $7.10 an hour at their bakery, and now they have to pay 3 people an extra. Basically, they have to account for almost another $10 an hour through minimum wage hikes between the 3 employees. At the end of a week, that's an extra $400. It's an extra, $18,000 a year. I mean, I could see how this could really put a small business owner in a tough spot.
I think the types of small businesses that would be affected by this, you're talking basically about restaurants, and in a lot of cases, restaurants aren't actually subjected to the minimum wage in a traditional sense because a lot of their lowest paid staff ends up making their money through tips. Rather than directly through wage hikes. But if you're really talking about like a local baker who's paying people $7.25 an hour, if this is the difference between breaking even and not breaking even, your business is kind of crappy, and you need to do something else to make more money. Otherwise,
that's really your answer to all the people who have small businesses that are barely making it by, getting by. This hike will crush them. And you're saying, well, that means your business sucks anyway?
If this hike is really going to crush you, if this hike is really going to crush you, paying someone $10 instead of $7 an hour, and you've got like
Zach, that's almost a 50% hike. I mean, that's almost a 50% hike of pay for employees.
It's $3 an hour. I mean, we're talking over the course of the week like $100 or something. If
per
your
employee.
Business is really that close. Yeah,
there are people who only make 30. Zach, there are people who only make $30,000 and $40,000 a year. $100 per employee over the course of a year could amount to their total income. I mean, that's a legit concern for working people.
Well, you're talking about the business owners here. I agree that the difference here is significant for the people who are working. But yeah, basically, if your business is gonna live or die based on $3 an hour, then maybe you should find a better business model.
But couldn't you make that same argument for the person making $7 an hour that if your life hangs in the balance of $3 an hour, then maybe you should get a different life too? I mean, you can make the same argument.
I don't know. I mean, the market will bear whatever the political constraints placed on it will allow it to bear. When you say that the minimum wage is $7, people who want to rush to the bottom will pay $7. When you say it's $10, they'll raise it. There will be some businesses at the margins who are eliminated by this, but you're mostly talking about lower profits for the people who own the businesses, which is, I mean, what we're talking about here. You're saying basically these poor bakers are going to be run out of business because they're living at the margins, and their $40,000 a year ownership share is going to be completely eliminated by this. I don't think that's true. I think you're talking about people who are making significantly more than $40,000 a year as owners of these enterprises, making slightly less money as a result. I don't think that's the end of the world.